The GOAT debate just got way too real. For years, fans have watched the quiet tension between Michael Jordan and LeBron James play out through side eyes, subtle shade, and carefully worded interviews. But now, the mask is off, and the truth behind this rivalry finally makes sense. Turns out, it's not just MJ. Almost every all-time legend from Magic Johnson to Scottie Pippen has a bone to pick with King James.
That probably just doesn't annoy Michael Jordan. That probably annoyed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It probably annoyed Magic Johnson.
And guess what? It's not only the retired greats throwing shade. Current players can't stand how LeBron stacks his own super teams, then turns around and complains about teammates. Fans are tired of him acting untouchable, like he's above criticism. Even reporters have been caught in the crossfire when they dare to question him. From the decision to the dunk tape scandal to his latest fiery feud, one thing's for sure. LeBron's ego has been burning bridges everywhere he goes. But here's the twist. Maybe he doesn't care. Maybe LeBron likes being the villain. The truth behind that mindset is wilder than you think. Let's be honest. LeBron James is a living legend. The numbers, the rings, the records. You can't argue with greatness. His longevity alone is historic. But here's the real issue. LeBron doesn't just want a seat at the GOAT table. He wants to end the discussion completely by crowning himself the one true king. That's not confidence. That's pure audacity.
I was ecstatic. Like, obviously, I showed that the first wave of emotion was y'all, everyone saw me crying. Like, that was all for 52 years. Everything in sports was going on in Cleveland. And then after I stopped, I was like, that one right there made you the greatest player of all time.
So when LeBron looked dead into the camera and said he's the greatest player of all time, oh, that line hit every legend in the gut. And nobody took it more personally than Michael Jordan. When MJ saw that clip, the look on his face said everything. That smirk, that silent laugh, that little head shake, it was brutal. Jordan didn't need to say a word. His expression roasted LeBron harder than a post-game press conference ever could. Fans turned that moment into endless memes and GIFs because MJ's reaction was gold. Even insiders couldn't stay quiet. NBA reporter Vincent Goodwill and several former stars chimed in with disbelief.
It's about chasing the validation. LeBron said, in 2016, winning the NBA championship, coming back from 3-1. That's the thing I felt like made me the greatest of all time. That probably just doesn't annoy Michael Jordan. That probably annoyed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It probably annoyed Magic Johnson.
Danny Ainge, the ex-GM of the Celtics, even went on live radio to sound off about LeBron's GOAT claim. And despite his rocky history with MJ,
his career's not over. I'd just like to, why he's saying that, I don't know. Maybe he thinks that sells. Maybe he's taking the Donald Trump approach and trying to sell himself. I don't know.
Even Scottie Pippen had to step in, pointing out exactly what didn't sit right about LeBron's bold declaration.
My problem is more so with LeBron is if you are the greatest player, if people are saying you are the greatest player, or if people are saying Michael Jordan is the greatest player, why do you need to say it?
The message from the old guard was crystal clear. Respect isn't self-awarded, it's earned. And just when you thought this GOAT debate couldn't possibly get messier, Scottie Pippen dropped a bombshell that flipped the whole conversation on its head. What he said didn't just rattle fans. It exposed exactly what kind of man Michael Jordan really was.
Michael Jordan has never, ever said he's the greatest player to ever play the game. Why? He's respected all the other players before him. So for LeBron to say that, he's sort of pulling himself out of it.
Now, let's hear it straight from the GOAT himself. The 6-time NBA champion, 6-time Finals MVP, and the face of basketball itself, Michael freaking Jordan. When MJ was asked point blank if he considered himself the greatest player of all time, his response was pure class. No chest beating, no "I'm the king" talk, no ego at all. Just that cool, humble MJ swagger that said everything without saying too much.
I don't want it in a sense because I think it disrespects Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, all the guys that prior to me, I never had a chance to play against. What everybody's saying I am, I never had the chance to compete against other legends that was prior to me.
While the internet was busy exploding over LeBron's "I'm the GOAT" moment, Jalen Rose, the former NBA player turned sharp-tongued analyst, stepped in with a take so surgical, it sliced through all the noise. He broke the debate down to pure logic. Era, style, context, and culture. Rose made it clear. This isn't just about rings or records, it's about timing, dominance, and legacy. And when Rose dropped his final point, everyone finally understood why the old school legends were heated about LeBron's self-crowned status.
LeBron officially passed Larry Bird and got into the top 5 when he won his final championship, his only championship in Cleveland. In my mind, he still has a way to go clearly to pass Michael Jordan, Bill Russell, 11 championships, 13 years, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
the captain.
And my heart just won't let him pass Magic just yet.
Let's keep it real. LeBron's achievements are out of this world. 4 NBA titles, 3 different teams, 4 MVPs, and that all-time scoring record with over 40,000 points. The man's resume reads like a cheat code, but here's why the hate stuck. When LeBron first called himself the GOAT, he only had 1 ring, 1. Meanwhile, MJ had 6, Kobe had 5, and Magic had 5, all built on dynasties that shaped the league. So when LeBron crowned himself before he'd truly conquered, it didn't sound like confidence. It felt like disrespect to the legends who paved the way. Greatness isn't just about what you win, it's about when you claim it. Timing is everything. And don't forget, LeBron's been calling himself King James since high school, before his first NBA game, before the fame, before the rings. He was already the king. Most legends didn't name themselves. Their greatness earned it for them. Air Jordan, that name came after MJ started flying. But LeBron, he handed himself the crown before proving he deserved it. And that's why so many old school players still roll their eyes whenever they hear it. Sure, he grew into that nickname. No one can deny his impact. But there's something about self-proclaiming royalty that still rubs people the wrong way. Now, if you ever doubted whether Michael Jordan actually dislikes LeBron, LeBron himself may have confirmed it, without even meaning to. During his sit-down on the Pat McAfee show, LeBron praised MJ, calling him the standard and an inspiration.
We all know MJ. Even if you don't know him personally, he's one of the most ruthless competitors there is. And till I'm done, and he doesn't have to look at me run up and down wearing the number 23, and every time my name is mentioned with his, he's like, I don't want to fucking talk to you.
But even through all that respect, fans picked up on the cold truth. MJ doesn't seem to want a friendship with him at all. LeBron once said, "My motivation is this ghost I'm chasing." The ghost that played in Chicago. That quote revealed everything. LeBron's entire career has been about catching Jordan, not just in stats, but in legend. But here's the problem. You can match 6 rings, you can even break every record, but you can't duplicate MJ's moment. Jordan's superstardom wasn't just about basketball, it was about timing. He became the global symbol of basketball right when the NBA exploded across the world in the 90s. It was magic, marketing, and dominance all rolled into one era-defining wave. Meanwhile, LeBron entered a world that was already watching, already analyzing, already divided. And that's why he's the most polarizing player alive. You either love him or you can't stand him. As much as fans praise his greatness, the hate never stopped. Even as he climbed to superstardom, the backlash only grew louder. Because in the GOAT debate, LeBron's biggest rival isn't another player. It's a myth, a moment, and a man named Michael Jordan. A lot of LeBron's drama comes down to one thing. He crowned himself before he'd really earned it. His skills were unreal, no doubt. But plenty of NBA players couldn't stand the way he hyped himself up. Carlos Boozer once hinted that LeBron's biggest enemy might just be his own ego.
You have better players than him in his position already on our team, though.
See, one of the main reasons LeBron James became such a polarizing figure wasn't just because of what he did on the court, it was how he carried himself off it. Nothing proves that better than his famous Chosen One tattoo stamped across his back. Here's the story. Back in 2002, Sports Illustrated put a 17-year-old LeBron on the cover with the headline, "The Chosen One." The hype was massive, the kind of attention no high school player had ever seen. But when LeBron decided to tattoo those same words across his back, that's when the whispers started. People thought he'd completely bought into his own myth. Instead of staying humble and letting his game speak, critics said he branded himself like basketball's self-appointed savior. And that moment, that tattoo, became the symbol of his ego in the eyes of millions. Fast forward to 2021, and the numbers proved it. LeBron James officially became the most hated player in the entire NBA. According to a social media analysis, the backlash against him reached record highs. In 2022, a major betting company tracked negative tweets about NBA stars for a whole month, and the results were wild. LeBron had over 100,000 hateful tweets aimed at him, more than double Kevin Durant's total of about 35,000. James Harden and Kyrie Irving trailed behind, but no one even came close to LeBron's level of online hate. But here's the thing, that divide didn't start recently. The roots of the LeBron backlash go way back, even before he ever held a championship trophy. Back in 2008, when he was just 23 and still chasing his first ring, his peers were already side-eyeing him. After a regular season loss to the Cavaliers, Wizards guard Deshaun Stevenson didn't bite his tongue. He said straight up, he's overrated, and you can quote me on that. That one quote set the tone for how other players felt about the rising star. Respect for his talent, but zero patience for the self-glorification.
The answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, it's very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
Then came the move that changed everything. 13 million people tuned in live to watch LeBron's infamous ESPN special, The Decision. It wasn't just a sports announcement. It was a cultural earthquake. Picture it. A hometown hero from Akron, Ohio, raised to bring glory to Cleveland, suddenly announcing on live TV that he's leaving for Miami, and not quietly, with a dramatic 1-hour special ending with the now iconic line, "I'm taking my talents to South Beach." The reaction was chaos. Cleveland fans were furious. They burned his jerseys in the streets. Cavs owner Dan Gilbert dropped a scathing open letter calling it a cowardly betrayal. Even people who weren't fans of the Cavs thought the whole production was pure arrogance, like LeBron was putting himself above the game before he'd even won a title. After that, LeBron's image took a serious hit. Forbes named him one of the world's most disliked athletes, right up there with the biggest villains in sports. But then, instead of cooling off the fire, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh threw gasoline on it. At their Miami introduction event, the trio turned the celebration into a spectacle, flashing lights, smoke, and LeBron on the mic, promising not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4 championships.
But we also know you three kings came down here to win championships. Not 1, championships.
Not 2.
LeBron, tell us about that.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
Fans thought it was cocky, critics thought it was ridiculous, and haters thought it proved their point, that LeBron cared more about image than legacy. Even Michael Jordan himself couldn't relate. When asked if he'd ever team up with rivals like Larry Bird or Magic Johnson, Jordan didn't hesitate. He said, "There's no way I would have ever called them up and said, 'Hey, let's play together.'" To MJ, that move felt like taking the easy way out, something the old school legends would never do. So while LeBron was rewriting basketball history, he was also rewriting what it meant to chase greatness, and not everyone liked the new rules. The wild part? LeBron's Miami gamble actually worked. He teamed up with Wade and Bosh, and together they snagged 2 NBA championships. But no matter how much he won afterward, that TV special, The Decision, changed his image forever. He went from being the NBA's golden boy to the player everyone loved to hate. Even after redeeming himself by bringing a title home to Cleveland and later winning with the Lakers, that one 2010 stunt still haunts his legacy. Because in sports, it's not just what you do, it's how you do it. And for so many fans, that over-the-top TV moment will always feel like LeBron putting himself above the game. But that's just the start. There's another story that LeBron haters never let go of. You can probably guess it. Yep, the Jordan Crawford dunk incident. Back in 2009, a little-known college kid from Xavier named Jordan Crawford threw down a monster dunk on LeBron during a pickup game at LeBron's own skills camp. The crowd lost it. It was one of those rare, shocking moments where someone actually got one over on King James. But what happened next turned a simple highlight into a full-blown scandal. Right after the dunk, Nike officials at the camp swooped in and, allegedly at LeBron's request, confiscated all the footage. No one could believe it. People immediately started accusing Nike and LeBron of trying to cover up the moment. A Nike rep claimed the tapes were taken simply because filming after-hours games wasn't allowed. But one of the cameramen, Ryan Miller, told reporters a totally different story. He said he'd been filming all day with no problems, until that dunk happened. According to Miller, after the dunk, LeBron pulled someone from Nike aside, whispered something, and within minutes, officials came over demanding his tapes. It didn't take long for the internet to explode. Critics roasted LeBron for being too soft and accused him of trying to protect his image at all costs. Even after Nike later returned the footage, which leaked online anyway, The damage was already done. For his haters, that moment became symbolic. LeBron couldn't handle looking human. The irony, if LeBron had just laughed it off, or even congratulated Crawford, it would have been a non-story. But by allegedly trying to bury the footage, he fueled one of the longest-running memes of his career. Even now, over a decade later, fans still bring it up as proof that LeBron can't stand seeing his perfect image crack, even for a second. And just when the heat from that story started to cool down, another firestorm hit, this time involving one of basketball's most outspoken legends, Charles Barkley. It was the summer of 2018, and LeBron was once again frustrated in Cleveland after another finals loss to Golden State. He started publicly calling out the Cavaliers' front office, saying the team was too top-heavy and lacked defenders.
Whiny, all the above. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they have given him everything he wanted. They have the highest payroll in NBA history. He wanted J.R. Smith last summer. They paid him. He wanted Shumpert last summer. They bought in Kyle Korver. He's the best player in the world. Does he want all the good players? He don't want to compete?
That didn't sit right with Barkley, who's never been known to hold his tongue. Chuck went off on live TV, calling LeBron whiny, saying he was acting entitled, and accusing him of always wanting to stack the deck instead of competing through adversity. Barkley even said, "In my day, we didn't run to join other stars. We tried to beat them." It was pure vintage Barkley, loud, unfiltered, and guaranteed to stir chaos.
Bro, LeBron's a great player and a great guy, but this notion that he's got to have all the best players on his team. He's got Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. He want everybody. He don't want to compete. He want to be the favorite all the time. It just pisses me off that a guy that great don't want to compete.
But LeBron wasn't about to stay quiet. He clapped back hard, calling Barkley a hater and firing shots of his own. LeBron said, "I'm not going to let him disrespect my legacy like that. I'm not the one who threw somebody through a window. I never spit on a kid. I never had unpaid debts in Vegas." That comeback shook the NBA world. Fans couldn't believe LeBron had just aired out Barkley's entire history like that. It was one of those rare times when the usually composed LeBron went full scorched earth. And in that moment, LeBron reminded everyone, he might take criticism, but he's never backing down from it. Still, for many people watching, it reinforced a long-standing narrative. LeBron's greatest battles aren't always on the court. Sometimes, they're with his own image. LeBron didn't hold back when clapping at Barkley. He fired off, "I never said I'm not a role model. I never skipped All-Star Sunday because I was out in Vegas partying. I've spent my entire career representing the NBA the right way. 14 years, no trouble, always respected the game. Print that." That mic drop moment shut the room down. But if you thought that was the end of LeBron's beef list, think again. Because right after that, another long-standing rivalry came bubbling back. The one between LeBron James and Paul Pierce. Their tension goes way back to the early 2000s, and it's not just competitive, it's personal. According to insiders, it all started when LeBron was accused of disrespecting the Celtics' veteran players during his early Cavs days. During a heated preseason matchup, things turned ugly when Paul Pierce allegedly spat toward Cleveland's bench, reportedly in LeBron's direction. Kendrick Perkins, who was on that Celtics squad, later revealed it wasn't random trash talk. It was pure hostility that had been building up for years. When Pierce was asked about the incident, he didn't deny it either. He told reporters, "The crazy thing about it, it was a preseason game that didn't even mean anything. Me and LeBron were going back and forth. The bench was yelling something, and I just looked over and said, 'That's why y'all are on the bench.' And then, yeah, I spit that way." Pierce even admitted, "I'm not sure if I hit anybody or not, but I spit in that direction." Tempers flared, and the next thing you know, we were in the hallway about to throw hands. That's wild. No wonder Paul Pierce still takes every chance to throw shade LeBron's way. Their rivalry is soaked in real tension, not just basketball beef. And yet somehow, that's not even the most chaotic feud LeBron's found himself in lately. Because now, the King is facing fresh backlash over a brand new controversy, and this one's personal. It's not about his stats, his legacy, or his team choices. It's about his family. Yup, we're talking about the fiery feud between LeBron James and none other than Stephen A. Smith. These two have had a rocky relationship for years. Subtle tension, slick comments, side-eyed interviews. But what used to be playful shade just exploded into full-blown war. The whole thing went public after the Knicks-Lakers showdown on March 6th, when cameras caught LeBron snapping on Stephen A. courtside.
That was LeBron James coming up to me, unexpectedly, I might add, to confront me about making sure that I mind what I say about his son.
The clip went viral instantly. You could practically feel the tension through the screen. LeBron's body language, the tone, the intensity. It was raw and real. Fans were stunned. Everyone wanted to know, what could have made LeBron go off like that? For days, the internet ran wild with theories. Some said it was about Bronny James. Others thought it was about old criticism resurfacing. But the truth didn't come out until Stephen A. himself finally broke his silence on his show. When he was asked what LeBron said during that heated exchange, Smith looked like he wanted to spill everything.
For the record, his agent and friend, Rich Paul, has my number. Maverick Carter, who works under him, has my number. LeBron James knows how to get in contact with me if he wanted to. He never called, because had he called and wanted to talk to me, I would have accepted that call.
But stopped himself short. He hesitated, paused, and then gave just enough to confirm what everyone was already thinking. And if you were watching that video, you didn't need subtitles to understand LeBron's message. Keep my son out of this. You could read it in his face, his tone, his fury. That was a father drawing a line in the sand.
He approached me during the game, and he said, "Stop effing with my son. That's my effing son. Stop effing with my son."
Stephen A. later admitted the moment caught him off guard. He looked visibly shaken and frustrated, saying he was disappointed with how things went down. And because the internet had already twisted the story into a dozen wild rumors, he had to hop on his channel and set the record straight. What started as sports talk had turned into something personal, and everyone watching could tell this wasn't just another headline. This was a superstar and a media giant finally clashing, live and unfiltered. For anyone wondering why LeBron went off on Stephen A. Smith that night, here's the real story. The blow-up wasn't random. It was personal. Smith had been taking jabs at Bronny James, LeBron's eldest son and rookie guard for the Los Angeles Lakers.
I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this. Stop this. We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad.
And the proud father wasn't having it. See, Stephen A. had been analyzing Bronny's game all season long, breaking down every stat, every minute of court time. And while that's his job, the tone of his criticism hit differently. To LeBron, it felt like a line had been crossed. Here's what triggered it all. Smith went on air and questioned Bronny's place in the NBA. At first, he tried to play nice, calling it a beautiful moment when father and son shared the floor on opening night. He said, "It's an absolutely wonderful story. A father-son duo playing together in an NBA game for the first time." But then, the tone changed fast. Smith followed up with, "And then reality sets in." He went on to say that Bronny was performing well, but only in the G League, adding, "That's where you belong right now as you hone your skills, get better, and legitimately earn your spot in the Lakers rotation." Ouch. That hit LeBron right where it hurts, not just as an athlete, but as a dad. Stephen A. was basically saying what many critics have whispered for months, that Bronny's last name opened doors his talent hadn't earned yet. And when he backed it up with stats, it made things worse. During his 1 year at USC, Bronny averaged just 4.8 points, 2.8 rebounds, and started only 6 out of 25 games, numbers that looked more college bench than NBA ready. Smith pointed out that those stats didn't scream first-round talent. He described Bronny as a player who hasn't yet shown the qualities that translate to NBA readiness. That analysis might sound like routine sports talk, but for LeBron, it was deeper. Smith wasn't just critiquing Bronny's performance. He was questioning whether his son even belonged in the league without his dad's name behind him. To a man like LeBron, who's built his career on proving doubters wrong, that cut deep. Seeing his kid dragged into the same media circus he's battled for 2 decades, that was the final straw. So when fans saw LeBron marching towards Stephen A. that night, face tight and words sharp, it wasn't about some random post-game tension. It was a father defending his family's name, live and unfiltered. For a protective dad like LeBron, who's always said Bronny earned his spot through hustle and grind, Stephen A. Smith's comments felt like more than just analysis. They felt personal. In LeBron's eyes, Smith wasn't critiquing a player. He was coming for his family. So when the backlash hit, LeBron finally broke his silence on The Pat McAfee Show, and what he said shocked everyone. First, he tried to cool things down, saying people had twisted the whole story, and that he never meant for things to get that heated. But then LeBron dropped the real reason for his outburst, the part that made the headlines explode. LeBron said, Man, Stephen A. Smith's gonna be happy as hell I'm talking about him. He's probably smiling ear to ear right now. The shade was sharp and fans instantly knew this beef wasn't over. Well, it didn't take long for Stephen A. to fire right back. On his show, he went ballistic. He called LeBron a liar, flat out saying, "LeBron James is full of it." Smith claimed his comments were strictly professional and that he never crossed the line. But then he took things even further, accusing LeBron of being manipulative, of twisting narratives to make himself the victim. It was pure TV drama. Two of the biggest voices in basketball going blow for blow. And even though Stephen A. tried to walk it back later with more context, the damage was already done. Then came the moment that had the internet losing it. Stephen A. delivered a line that's now become a full-blown meme. He said something so over the top, so unintentionally funny that people couldn't stop replaying it. And hearing those words come from a 57-year-old man, standing 1.85 meters tall compared to LeBron's towering 2.06, just made it even wilder. This whole saga has become one of the most explosive feuds in modern sports media, a collision of ego, emotion, and raw pride. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment. I want to hear what you think about this crazy feud. And as always, see you on the next one.